Well, thanks, Stephen, for joining us. Final day of the test matches for the summer. And before we talk about what may happen today, I want to take you back. I'll talk about you and your batting for the summer. How have you rated your innings for the summer?
I think the series against Pakistan, everything's gone pretty well. I've made 200s in 3 test matches, so that's been nice. I was a bit disappointed with the series against South Africa. I felt like I was batting well, but just couldn't go on to get a big score. So, that's part of the game sometimes. And, you've got to try and work hard to be consistent. And, I would have liked a few more at the start of the summer, but it's been nice to finish on a good note.
You've been very consistent in all forms of the game. Even against South Africa, as you say, you averaged about 40-odd with the bat. You've averaged 72 in the tests, 78 in those 3 Chappell Hadley Trophy matches at a strike rate of almost a run a ball. You look to me like that hunger for runs is as solid as it's ever been.
Yeah, I feel like I'm hitting the ball really well. So, I love batting. I love being out in the middle. I was pretty disappointed this first innings. I missed out on a pretty good wicket and watched the boys peel them off after, which was nice. But, I love to bat and score the runs out in the middle and set the example for the team.
What about the one yesterday? Little glove down the leg side?
Oh, not sure. It was one of those ones. It was pretty close, but, that's part of the game. I was trying to move the game along and didn't work out.
Your technique I want to talk about next. It's something that's changed quite a bit. On the split screen here, we've got the Oval 2013, so 3 years ago, only 4 years ago now, and this is you during this series. Tell us about this change that you've made in your technique. You can see here, I'll freeze this in a minute. You can see you've now got this quite pronounced back and across movement. That's something you've done deliberately?
It is, yeah. I think back here I used to bat on middle stump. I used to have no prelim movement. I used to stay very still with my back foot. And I think that I sort of knew where my off stump was, but I could be drawn a little bit wider and be able to nick. And I used to get out that way a little bit. So it was actually in the middle of a game in the Wacker Test match, the Ashes in 2013-14, where they were bowling quite short at me, and I decided to do a prelim movement back and across to get out of the way of the ball, and everything sort of just clicked into place, and it felt really good. So I've continued doing it. I was probably batting on middle and leg and going to middle at that point. So I've sort of moved things a little bit across to leg stump, and now I'm going just outside off stump. So it's a big movement. For me, it's about trying to minimalise the ways that you get out. So, if guys get me out LBW, I say, well played, congratulations. But if I nick one off, that's when I get upset at myself. So you sort of have to, I think that's batting, you got to minimalise the ways you want to get out.
Yeah. It's a very strong position too. You look here, to me you look like the knees are a bit more bent. You're almost in a ready position before the bowler bowls. I suppose it makes it a very explosive position.
Yeah, I'm almost got a bit of my weight on my back foot as well. And, for me, I trust my hands. I trust how they work outside my stumps. I think this series I've played quite a few where my feet actually haven't moved that much and I've just hit through the ball. Yeah. So, you got to trust your technique, and, I'm in a place at the moment where I trust where it's at and I can back it.
And what about the team? Obviously, it's been an interesting summer, really. Look at this graph here. You've had 2 losses to start the test matches, now 3 wins, and you're in a position to win this one. And I want to just run you through this. As you can see, this is the average runs per wicket. So the average size partnerships, I suppose. And here are the 50s and 100-run partnerships. As you can see, this game here was the Adelaide game where things started to turn around. Has that been brought about by a change of personnel, or is it that South Africa bowled better than Pakistan have?
Oh, it's probably a heap of things. Some players have come in and done really well straight away. Guys like Renshaw and Hanscom, they've been very impressive. We look at this here. You don't win too many games when you're averaging 12 per wicket. So that's what you want to see as a bowling team. So, look, we see these big partnerships here. They set up games for you. And, the guys right from the top, Davey's been outstanding, Renshaw, Hanscom. We've had guys contributing and setting ourselves big first inning scores. And we know in Australia and probably most places around the world, if you get big first inning scores, you really set yourself up for the test match.
All right. Today I said you have set up a chance in this test match to win the game. I want to ask you about who's the key from an Australian point of view? Obviously, here's your bowlers down here. Which one are you looking at today is going to lead this attack and potentially take the most wickets?
Yeah, I think this guy right here, he's got some... Oh, I didn't
No, that's worked beautifully. Look at that.
Perfect.
There's his average
Look
for
at
it.
that, he's doing all right.
Put me out of a job here in a minute.
Yeah, look, I think there's a bit of rough outside that off stump for the right-handers.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of right-handers, and if he can consistently hit that rough, I think he's going to create the chances today. You know, I thought the last Test match he bowled beautifully in Melbourne. He bowled well in the first innings here, and if he's consistent with his line and lengths out there and hitting the rough consistently, I think we can see a big day from him.
What about this fella? Is he going to have a bowl today?
Oh, we've got two spinners, obviously, so you know we'll wait and see. Yeah, hopefully we get the ball going a bit reverse, and the two quicks can come into play, and Lino and Sock can do their thing. They've bowled well out here in the past. They know the SCG very well, so yeah, hopefully they can come out and wrap up the series 3-0 for us today.
Well, Stephen, well done on turning the summer around, and well done on the summer that you've had with the bat, mate. It's been terrific to watch, and obviously wish you well for today.
Thanks, Tub.